What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm just going to be talking about everything that the GTA community wants in the new GTA 6. So without further ado, let's get into it. So in this video, we're going to be carrying on from one of my previous videos, which we talked about GTA 6 and everything that we want from it. So if you haven't already seen that, I'll put an annotation in the top right hand corner for you to go and watch that now. I definitely recommend watching that because that covers off a lot of the original stuff that the community was talking about in terms of what they want to see. But since then, obviously the community has still been thinking about the things that they want to see in the new upcoming GTA title. So a lot of people within the GTA community have been comparing previous games and other games within that sort of same space and taking features from those games and wanting those within the new GTA. So the first one that I'm going to be talking about is going to be Watch Dogs 2, and we're probably going to touch on Watch Dogs 2 quite a few times within this video. But there are a few features from Watch Dogs 2 which people really like. And the first one is being able to call the police on different NPCs within the world, whether that is just a civilian walking down the street, or whether that is potentially a gang member or a rival gang that you have in the new GTA. So what you can do in Watch Dogs 2 is, because you are a hacker and you've got that hacking background, Marcus, who is the main character of Watch Dogs 2, can create a false police report on anyone. And what that does is the police will show up and they'll immediately try and arrest that person for the crimes that have been submitted to them via Marcus. So people are potentially talking about potentially having the ability to do this by maybe having some form of man in the chair like Lester was in GTA 5. So the next thing I want to talk about is just being able to evade the police and hide in your car. I know that that is currently a feature that is in GTA 5. But I believe that the hiding you just sort of scrunch up and sort of hold your steering wheel rather than really trying to slouch down and hide from the police and act like you're a parked car. So there's a little bit more detail in terms of how that process works in Watch Dogs 2, where you sort of have the ability to hide in your car, and Marcus, again, who's the main character, he sort of slumps down, turns his vehicle off, the headlights come off as well, and it looks a lot more realistic, right? So we've seen this kind of feature coming across as well into GTA RP, where players actually have the ability to turn off their engine and to turn off their headlights as well. So I think that would be a really welcomed upgrade to the feature that's already there. So the next thing I want to talk about as well is sort of going back to what I just spoke about in terms of police visibility. So them being a little bit more aware of their surroundings and having the ability to evade them in slightly different ways, but also potentially if there is this so-called bounty system that is going to potentially be carried over from Red Dead Redemption 2 into the new GTA 6, them being a little bit more aware of what's going on around them by potentially, if you've committed a crime and there's a warrant out for your arrest, that if you're wearing the same clothes, they will recognize you a little bit quicker. And if you're on the other side of the road, maybe they won't be able to determine if you're the criminal that they're looking for at that time. But being able to have some form of interaction between yourself and the police before they immediately go, oh, that's the guy we're looking for, and they come after you. So having some form of way to maybe see that they're detecting you or they're suspicious of you, and you can duck off into an alleyway or run away or something along those lines. Now this next one is a massive want from the community, and again, this is something that Watch Dogs 2 did very well, and this is the ability to have some form of mobile radio or headphones that you can put in whilst you're going around the world. So, you know, traditionally Grand Theft Auto has only had the ability to have music on when you are in a vehicle, but being able to have your headphones or have some form of music that you can enable via your mobile whilst you're just walking around the world is definitely something that the community is looking for. Whether that then goes into Rockstar actually tying in a real world music service, who knows whether that would ever be something that they would do, but potentially they could be looking to change the game right and maybe integrate or form some form of agreement with Spotify, etc. You never know what's possible nowadays. Another thing that people have been talking about, and this sort of leads back to that potential Red Dead Redemption weapon system coming over to the new GTA 6 as well, is if you are wearing some form of body armor, that your character portrays that they are wearing the body armor. So you can see that visible body armor on your character when you are wearing body armor. So whether that's something that you would store within your vehicle, and it will be the same as when you're wearing a gun on your back. So if you have a assault rifle, for example, that's on your back, and you're also wearing body armor, that your character is actually wearing that ballistics vest or that body armor that you're wearing. So I think that's just another level of attention to detail that they could potentially do, and a lot of people have been speaking about and the realism side of things since that weapon system has potentially been leaked or been spoken about. So whether that's something that they'll bring to the table, who knows, but again, cool little addition to making the game feel a little bit more realistic. And another thing that I've seen that the community have been mentioning a lot recently is actually a 3D interactive map. And recently a game called The Crew Motorfest has come out. I believe it's like a short demo or beta, but that has been demonstrating a live interactive 3D map where if you zoom in far enough, you can actually see people driving around the streets and you can hear the sounds of people driving past. So people were very, very impressed by this, and I think having that sort of attention to detail, if that would be possible in such a grand, detailed world, then I think that would be a very, very welcomed addition to GTA 6. Then this was something that I saw floating around as well, and this comes back to some form of relationship or reputation based meters in the game. So originally the post that I saw was about potentially a relationship status or meter between Jason and Lucia, but I don't think that that will fit into the GTA space. You know, we don't want it to become some form of Sims or anything along those lines where you're caring about your character's relationships in that way. But I think potentially we could look at some form of reputation meters or something along those lines that you have with individuals that you meet in the game, similar to, I guess, what we had in San Andreas, where you could form relationships with certain people, or certain reputations with gangs and groups that you may meet in the game. Maybe you can do certain side missions that develop your reputation with a certain gang but reduce your reputation with another. There's a lot of potential there with what they can do, so potentially by forming these relationships you could actually unlock new side missions or even side businesses, who knows. But I thought that would be quite a cool little idea to bring to the new GTA. And then I guess as we're touching on certain different factions and relationships with those factions, I think seeing some form of new factions would be really good for the Vice City space. You know, we've had the Ballers and we've had the FIB and the Lost MC within San Andreas and GTA 5. In GTA 6, we've potentially heard that there's going to be some relation to the drugs and the cartels and things like that. So potentially facing new enemy types, whether they are the cartels or whether they're certain mafia groups or some form of new factions for us to fight against, I think will be really cool for them to do. And then the last couple of bits that I wanted to touch on was potentially them bringing some form of mini vehicles back to the game, right? And I know we've seen things like the BMX in the past and things like the bicycles and things like that being brought to GTA 5 as well. But I think it would be cool if they could ever bring some form of skateboards, or maybe, you know, everyone's crazy on electric scooters nowadays. So who knows whether we'll see that sort of thing within the new GTA 6. But I think it would be super cool if you have the ability to ride or see people and NPCs riding these additional mini vehicles around the world. And lastly, someone on Reddit actually went to the extent of building out some form of LifeInvader profile for Lucia. And I thought it was really, really cool how they've actually done this. And potentially what they're saying is that you can maybe build out a more in-depth LifeInvader profile. And this may not be for everyone. I probably won't dabble in it too much, but I think for the people that would want to do it, and maybe this could be something that could be taken into the online space as well. You know, we've seen in RP that they've inherited certain things like Twitter and certain ways for people to post on Twitter. So there could be a way of them using this new LifeInvader space within the online for people to post certain images or certain events that they're trying to create, or whether they're just looking for a group of people to play with, you know. I think it could be really cool for them to add that in. So that's everything that I have found so far that I thought it was worth mentioning around what the community wants in the new GTA 6. And let me know down in the comments, guys, have I missed anything? You know, I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you think about what the community's talking about? How do you think that would affect the game if they did implement some of these things? And which of the lists that I've provided today are your favorite and which do you hate? You know, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments as to your opinion on what the community is talking about for the new GTA 6. So if you enjoyed the video, please smash that like button, subscribe for more GTA content, and hit that notification bell to be notified as soon as my videos go live. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.